Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today we're going to talk about Star Trek. And I know we've been talking a lot about Star Trek lately. I mean, it seems like everybody is releasing something about Star Trek, and then I do a retro unboxing about Star Trek. But well, we've got something completely new, and I mean really new, because it's a brand new line from a company that's never done Star Trek before, and it's about a Star Trek that's been very rarely done as collectible. So I'm not going to wait a long time to show you what it is, but it is actually the Star Trek 2009, you know, the J.J. Abrams movie with Chris Pine, and basically they haven't done that much about it, because to be honest, the Playmates figures failed miserably, and then everything that's been done was really not that great. So we do have now a company called HIYA Toys, who actually is very well known now because they've been doing the Judge Dredd figures, and they've been doing Godzilla, they've been doing some Alien figures, some Predator figures. It's a Chinese company, and now they've got a license for Star Trek, and they've started by the most unlikely thing to do, which is the Star Trek 2009 movie. Unlikely because, as I said, it hasn't been extremely popular as far as collectibles are concerned, but they did say that if this was working, they would be doing other Star Trek shows. So without any further ado, here is the HIYA Toys Star Trek figures. So we do have 3 figures in the first wave. We've got Captain Kirk, we've got Dr. McCoy, and we've got Mr. Spock. So we're going to discover that together. I just got them. I think they seem to be quite okay, so we're going to see once they're out of the packaging what they look like. I'm not quite sure about the likeness and everything, but we'll see. So first of all, so it is a 3.75 inches scale figure line. All of the packaging are showing actually an image of James T. Kirk as Chris Pine. You do have a Star Trek logo here at the top. In the back, you do have action shots of the action figure, plus basically it's called the Exquisite Mini line. So they are the HIYA Exquisite Mini Star Trek figures. So it's quite a mouthful, so let's call them HIYA for short. And you do have, of course, in the back all of the legal text. So here we go. Each of the figure are the same front, but the back has pictures of the individual figures. So let's open this and see how it is. I mean, there's nothing else to show you on the box. It looks like there is some accessories and extra hands and something that looks like a stand. So we're going to see that in a second. I'm actually quite looking forward to opening those, because they've been announced over a year ago. I think they started the pre-orders over a year ago. So it was like, oh my god, and they keep showing new figures and nothing was being released, so it was getting a bit annoying to be honest. So it's actually quite nice that they are out now. So there we go. I have absolutely no clue how all that works, because there is no indication. They use a lot of plastic in their packaging. Sorry, I'm just getting everything out. I have no clue what some of those things are. Maybe that will become clear once I've gotten the items out. Oh, That's annoying. I mean, it is so tightly packed in that. I think I got it. Well, one thing is sure, you will not lose that bit of the packaging. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just one of the tray, because there's actually multiple trays. So, because then you do have another tray with a lid. I mean, I'm going to be careful because some of those accessories are tiny, but let's face it, I mean, before I show you the item, this is the blister. So you do have the outside blister, then you do have an inside blister, then you do have a cover inside the inside blister, then you do have a cover for the secondary blister, and then you do have another tray. That's a huge amount of plastic for one action figure. I mean, let's say that because I mean everybody's trying to actually save a bit of the planet by not using too much plastic. So anyway, let's see what this figure looks like, because I'm discovering actually the likeness is pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it well. Just trying to change the light a little bit, but it's actually a pretty decent Chris Pine likeness from what I can see. I mean, it looks better than when they had shown the prototypes. The prototypes basically were 3D printed, so you could see all the lines of the 3D print. So here you go, this is the figure. It looks actually very, very decent. This is a bit greenish. I would have expected it to be a bit more gold, but I'm fine with that because we know there's always been issues with the color of Kirk's tunic anyway. This is a rubberized plastic for the tunic. I mean, I'm going to press it a bit so that you can see. So yeah, that's a very, I wouldn't say a strange way of doing it. Let's see how many articulation we have. So we do have the head, we do have the waist. Do we have something? Does it bend a bit or not? No, it's just a pivot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the pivot 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 point of articulation, unless I missed one, which is quite possible because I mean, of course, these are also rotating. So 16 to 18, let's say. So it's actually not bad. That's really good. I'm thinking that the arms appear slightly long, but it could just be me. But that's a very decent figure. So the figure comes with a stand. So you do have, what does it say in the back? Is there something on the back? Oh, it's just the legal information. And the thing that I was wondering, there was those two little pieces, and I think I've worked out what they are. I think you probably put those here or something. I don't know. They had to go somewhere in there. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue because there's little basically holes. So it's probably to attach the different bases together. So I'm not sure I will be using that. I will try and see if I can find, because there's no information whatsoever about those. But as far as I'm concerned, it's probably the case, because I don't see what else those little H-shaped thing could do. So maybe someone who knows HIYA will know more. So you do have extra hands. So the extra hands are to grip things, because of course it also comes with a phaser, to do it like that, and a communicator. So basically those are tiny, but then again well, actually a communicator, or actually a tricorder, and they also come with a little belt. So let's see what we can do with that. Let's see if it's easy to adapt. So the belt, I think there's a tiny little hook. Yes, there is actually a little hook in the back of the belt. So let's see. But it's, even though I've always hated, it's one of my pet peeves on toys when figures have a belt on top of their uniform. So let's see if I can manage to attach that. Should really work. I mean, I don't like doing this, but it's for a good cause. I'm really not very good at this. So here you go, what it looks like with the belt. As you can guess, I'm not too happy with that look. And of course you can actually put the phaser. I haven't attached it correctly, so that doesn't help. They actually do fit in the belt, so you can actually fit them in the belt. The belt is a bit difficult to attach, but I think I'm not going to bother with the belt anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually swap the hands. So let's see how easy it is to swap hands. It doesn't seem to be too bad. I'm always a bit wary with, because you do have a tiny little peg, and as I was expecting, they're not that easy to swap. Oh well. Okay, I managed to swap one. We're going to actually see if he can hold his phaser now. So here you go. At least you've got one hand out, and we can probably put his tricorder in his other hand. Yes. So here you go. This is Captain Kirk, and we're going to actually put it on his stand. So here you go. Here is Captain Kirk. I mean, I'm not putting it with, of course it's got its little belt, but I'm not going to put it with the belt because I can't be bothered. So here you go, and I really don't like the belt. And we'll go to the second one. So we're going to open Dr. McCoy. So same thing. I mean, it's the same blister, but you do have a picture of Dr. McCoy in the back. He seems to have different accessories, but I see a strap here. As I was saying, you know, with earlier with those multiple trays of items. So here is Dr. McCoy. It's not bad. I mean, it's very difficult. It's a good lightness. I mean, I can see Carl Urban in that. I don't think it's as good as the Pike. Yes, Chris Pine. Sorry, not Pike. Wrong series. But I'm thinking also it's probably the paint job. So it's the same thing. So you do have, I think it is going to be exactly the same body. I'm just trying to look. Yeah, it looks like it's exactly the same body, but in blue. So we do have Dr. McCoy. Actually, now I'm starting to see the likeness a bit better. So, and it comes with a huge amount of accessories. Some of those are I'm wondering why they made those so tiny. I mean, those are a medical instrument, so you've got a diagnostic tool and probably a vial of something for a shot, but I think it's a bit ridiculous to have done something so small. So you do have, of course, extra hands again, and then that's the interesting thing, because I'm not quite sure what to do with those things, because there is a pouch, a little white pouch, but even though there is the pouch and there is the medical diagnostic tricorder here, I'm not quite sure that you can actually use those. So let's see, because you do have a pouch, medical pouch, which you can actually put on his shoulder. I'm not going to do the articulation again, because I mean they're all articulated the same way. So I'm just wondering why this and that goes in there. Yes, basically that little pouch is for the medical tricorder. I'm just puzzled as to why do something that small that I'm already losing on my desk, because it is so tiny. Let me try and see. Well, I will find it later. You do have this really tiny little thing that can't really be used for anything. It's just a bit ridiculous. But anyway, we still have those accessories. I'm just trying to see what I can do. Maybe put it. Let's see if he can carry anything in his hand. Yes, he can. And we're going to put him on his stand. And as I suspected, the little H things are to link the I'm just being very careful with those, because it's just ridiculously small. I mean, I managed to drop, well, you know, I'm not very good at those things, but I managed to drop two of the accessories. One is, I found it, but the other one I know is on my desk, but it is so small that I can't really see it. I will find it after the video, of course. So here you go. This is Dr. McCoy with his little satchel and medical tricorder. So it looks really good. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't lose the other accessories, because they are so tiny. It's just ridiculous how tiny they are. Anyway, so I do have a vial of probably blood or something like that, because I think that's what the other accessory is. So, but anyway, we'll do that. I'll find it probably just after I've finished the video, because otherwise it wouldn't be funny. And let's see what the last one is, and it is Mr. Spock. So once again, you do have the Mr. Spock photo in the back. But yes, it's exactly the same accessories as Kirk. So you do have the belt, you do have the phaser, you do have the communicator, you do have two pairs of hands, and the little H things that are for the and what do you know, I managed to lose the As I said, those accessories are absolutely tiny. It's just ridiculous. And I managed to lose the communicator just putting it down. So anyway, same thing. I'm going to find it once I'm done with this. I'm not really worried. So here is Mr. Spock. I think it's a good likeness of Dakari Quinto. It's always difficult on those sides, that size. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Of course, because it is Mr. Spock, they had to have a live long and prosper hand. But I mean, you can change it with another hand. So here we go. That's really cool. Very good figure again. So that's about it for us. So that's the first 3 figures in this line. So we do have Mr. Spock, we do have Dr. McCoy, and we do have Captain Kirk, and they're all from HIYA Toys, so the Chinese company, and they are just out right now. I'm actually not even sure that they are in a lot of shops yet, because I mean the way import works, it can take a while. I found one of the accessories. I found the little blood vial, which is good. So just one communicator to find. But anyway, so those are from HIYA Toys. It's called the Exquisite Mini line, and from Star Trek 2009. For the moment, there's 3 figures: Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. The next wave will have the older Spock, Nero, Scotty's assistant. I think it's wave 2. Then wave 3, we've got Chekhov, Sulu, and Scotty. Oddly enough, no Uhura for the moment, and they will be releasing also a different size line, which will be 6 inches with clothing, and like they've done the Judge Red one, but those are a bit more expensive. Those are about, I think they're about $25 a piece, which for that size is a bit expensive, but it's an import, so that's probably why it's a bit more expensive than it would be otherwise. And I will speak to you again soon, hopefully with something else than Star Trek next time. Bye!